3 days ago we had April Fool's Day, and every other content creator said they were quitting content creation as a joke, and most of them just made money off of the post, of course. But content creators weren't the only ones doing April Fools, because we also had a 50 to 60-year-old man named David Baszucki, who is the CEO of Roblox, doing something similar. If you don't know who David Baszucki is, search it up. Now about his April Fool's joke. Basically, it's 1st of April. You gotta make a foolish joke. Foolish joke. So the first thing you do is tell people that you're gonna quit being the CEO of Roblox. And I'm not gonna lie, it would probably, like, common sense is you're gonna be sad because this person has built a platform that's lasted tens of years. But it was quite the opposite. People were happy he announced this. And, most people were like, yeah, Roblox is gonna be saved. Wrong. Remember, it's April's Fool's, so he said it was a joke. And well, people got sad that he didn't quit, which is brutal because you gotta have a really bad relationship with your audience if that's how it's gonna go. But basically, if you don't know why people hate this guy, it's because of his bad decisions. And one of those being banning Schlep. If you don't know who Schlep is, he was basically, I guess sort of you could call him a vigilante at this point. Basically, he went around and caught predators. And the reason he's doing this is because he was in a similar situation before where he was basically being manipulated by a Roblox developer. And in his scenario, his mom called Roblox and said, yo, you gotta fix this, you gotta ban this guy. And they didn't. And since then, Schlep has felt a certain way about predators on the platform. So, he started to catch predators. He's done multiple catches, and I think 2 or 3 of them are with Gideon, which is amazing. But that's probably one of the reasons why he's mostly hated. And, Baszucki also removed classic faces from Roblox, which is super sad because it's the first faces of an avatar you could get on Roblox back in the days. And now we have dynamic heads. So basically, instead of real faces, you have heads moving along with the faces when you talk and, that type of stuff. And he also added age verification to make an attempt to make everything right. It was basically getting sued from every single angle, so he decided, yeah, I'm gonna make an age verification so we can finally save Roblox. And that didn't work out because people started just hating him even more. Because now people can't talk to each other at all. And I think his intentions were sort of good, trying to make the game better again, but it just didn't help. Now, honestly, I have some thoughts on what might be going through Bazzuki's head. First of all, we do know that billionaires and millionaires, in some cases, think in a very strategic and weird way. Millionaires and billionaires think on another level. Because I just saw a video on TikTok like 2 weeks ago from a KSI Try Not to Laugh video, where basically it's like a stereotypical thing now that whenever billionaires make their first billion, they start chasing kids. And honestly, I think that's sort of true. But that's not Bazooki's situation. Calm down, okay? I don't think he's there yet. What I'm thinking is he's probably, at this point, he probably has the money he needs for this platform. I don't really think he has to care as much. But what I can say though is this guy is still trying to make an attempt on the side to fix the game, just not putting his whole head into it. I think he is seeing this as the benefits for himself. Trying to put something to the side doesn't work. He'll probably have to take a bigger action. When he got hate for banning Schlep, he basically had to go out there and say, hey, Schlep, we want to work with you now. After all that hate, even though there's some context to it, Schlep actually reached out a couple years, or I mean every single month probably, out to Roblox to try to work with them and stop the predators from entering their platform, so young people don't have to go through the same thing he did. But they just ignored him because they didn't think much of it. And from a player or viewer perspective, it just sounds horrible. But what we can not really do is make big assumptions. We cannot go to the side and say, hey, we know everything, so we gotta stick to this. That's not how it works, because we don't know everything, okay? And what Bazzuki has done is wrong, but also there's some bigger consequences to it. So I'm just saying we should be in the middle of this. We can't make too many assumptions, but either way, I'm not siding with Bazzuki. I'm saying that he's ruining the platform. And he might see this as a strategic thing, but it really isn't. So we all know that. But let's talk about predators themselves. On Roblox, people usually do the off-platform trap, which is basically where you transfer from Roblox to Discord and you just start talking there. That's the biggest or most common move predators do, from what I've heard and seen on videos. And usually these types of schemes or traps start in VC games, social hangouts. And the thing here is Bazzuki wanted to make Roblox into some form of child dating type of platform so people can connect through there and start dating, which is kind of already happening. But, in the situation they were at the time Baszucki wanted to decide this, it wasn't a good situation because Schlep had just been banned. There's a ton of predators on the platform, and the world is going crazy over this. And that's when he came with this suggestion, making most people, not most, almost every single player on the platform hate Baszucki. That's why Roblox is in a dire situation and has been for the past like four to 6 months. And back to the predator thing, as I said before, we have a ton of people going from Roblox to Discord. Discord isn't doing anything about this either. I mean, I'm pretty sure Slep tried contacting support. Nothing helped. They didn't ban the accounts. There's still like those predatorial servers out there. And I'm gonna make a suggestion right now to you guys. You guys should go watch No Text to Speech. He basically made a video where there's people in a Discord server hacking cameras of homes and just watching them inside, inside voice chat. So they screen share and they've hacked cameras, so they watch from people's homes. And they could be sitting in like the Netherlands and they could be watching someone in the US. It gets kind of weird because the further you go into the video, I couldn't watch all of it because I felt disgusted. The further you get into it, you just see that, some people are changing. There's children, you get the point. I'm not gonna go too deep into it. It just looks very disgusting from the people in the voice chat. And Discord don't do anything about that either. They really don't seem to care. And that's a big thing with those big platforms. In my opinion, I think they need more connection. The big platforms need more connection to, the people using their platform or the audiences of these places. And they're doing the exact opposite. I don't think there's a single game out there that actually cares, or my bad, single platform, including social media platforms, that actually cares, except for maybe I think TikTok seriously has the best support out of these, and TikTok support is not even good either. But it gets to a point. I mean, if you have a big platform, that's also, we gotta think about that it's a big platform. They cannot take care of everything. I think he can definitely turn it around. I don't know if he will. I think he's made super bad decisions. Most people might be thinking that he's siding with predators, which I'm not gonna make a comment on. I mean, it's possible, but I'm just saying it can still be fixed. You gotta be forgiving of others. And we really don't know what Baszucki's gonna do or what's his choices gonna be. But I mean, honestly, we can't really do much here. We gotta trust the process. And if he does even worse things, we really don't know where it's gonna go. But at the end of the day, we all gotta consider we can't be mad at some people forever. But hey, have a good one, people. Peace.